Okay, so we're going to start Kingdom Animalia. So what are the characteristics that we're going to learn in Kingdom Animalia? So the member of the Kingdom Animalia, we don't call Animalia, we call animal in this case. Okay, so first thing, very important, they must be multicellular. Okay, no unicellular. Kingdom Plantae, Kingdom Animalia, both of them, they do these both kingdoms, they don't have unicellular organism. Fungi, yes, yeast, unicellular. But for Kingdom Animalia, Kingdom Plantae, both kingdoms, they don't have unicellular organism at all. And because they belong to the domain eukarya, definitely they are eukaryotic cells. Okay, so it means that if they are multicellular, at least they must have the tissues. Cannot, it's not cell only, but a group of cells performing the same functions. But right, so we have the tissues, and then they form organs, so they have well specialization. So they must have certain specializations. Okay, at least a degree of specializations. Okay, so Animalia. Okay, and the member of this group, they're heterotrophic. Heterotrophic basically means that be careful when you use that the word heterotrophics. Okay, don't say that they cannot prepare their own foods. Okay, be careful when you use the word. Okay, so it means that they have to depend on the organic material, digested material externally, and digesting it internally. So it means that they can't synthesize. We can't synthesize our organic carbon compound from inorganic source. Means that we cannot take CO2, we cannot take the nitrogen from the atmosphere and make our proteins. Impossible. So all animals, they are motile. Motile means movement. At least, okay, at least a certain parts in their life cycle or certain parts of their body. Okay, number 4, what make animal special compared to the plant? Basically, we form this blastocyst. Blastocells, again, this is not in syllabus, just for information. Blastocells basically means that they form something like a cavity inside, and then slowly form the entire blastospore. Okay, can you see that? The entire glastura with the blastospore. Are you clear? Okay, so this extra information, this development special. If you look at the plant, different plant, the elongations will be, it's not forming the sphere. They're more to elongated, making them taller and taller for the plants. Can I see that when they grow? But for animal, we don't make ourselves taller. Okay, I mean certain organisms, yes, like giraffe, their neck will become taller, but generally we start it as a ball, a ball of the cells first. So this is a special characteristic of the animal. Okay, during the embryonic development. Too bad, I mean embryonic development is not in our syllabus. It's quite interesting topics. Okay, how we can develop from a zygote to multicellular, so marvelous, right? You try to imagine that for the animal, okay, we form by the sperm and the ovum, and how we develop into a multicellular individual. How our cell know that, oh yeah, this one I need to form the brain cell. Oh, this one I have to form the bone cells, liver, kidney, and so on. Then skin, okay, sensory neurons. Okay, so those are the things that if you continue to study medical programs, okay, biomedical, then you will learn this embryonic development. It's very, very interesting, and you know that how the animal is actually developed. Okay, so very important, highlight this, guys. Okay, what are the characteristic features of animal? Okay, so first, we are multicellular eukaryotes, with many different types of specialized cells. So this is a very, very important, because you can see multicellular, even the very primitive one, they also show some form of specializations. Okay, so the cells are differentiated to form tissues and organs, at least tissue and organs. Okay, then we can develop some, more advanced like humans, certain chordata. You can add the chordates, then you can see that we form even the system, organ system. Okay, so the cell do not have chloroplast, and we cannot carry out photosynthesis. But some coral polyps, they can carry out photosynthesis, not because they have this protoctis living within their tissues. So basically means that it's a symbiosis. Okay, we learned about symbiosis. So those organisms actually live inside. So it's not like the coral is the one that carry out photosynthesis, but the photosynthetic, these are protoctis that live within their tissues. Okay, so the cell will have a vacuole, but small and temporary, and we are heterotroph. Right? As I say that we can't synthesize. Okay, when heterotroph means that we can't carry out photosynthesis. Okay, so impossible for us to use an inorganic. What am I doing? Inorganic carbon convert into the organic carbon. So what's mean by inorganic carbons? For example, we talk about the CO2, inorganic, and convert it to glucose. Impossible for us to do this, okay? Because we do not have the chloroplast, okay? We don't have the chlorophyll as well, okay? But there's one special organism in this world called sea sludge. So one species of sea sludge, okay, they can steal, okay, they can steal the chloroplast, okay, by right. I mean, when we take it, okay, we could destroy the chloroplast, but they can actually, sorry, not chloroplast, the chlorophyll. They can steal the chlorophyll, they can steal the genes that form chlorophyll. So they actually animal, but they can carry out photosynthesis. That's special. If I found that article, I will send to you guys. Okay, that's very, very special organism. They animal, but they can carry out photosynthesis. It's special, that one. Okay, because they can steal the chloroplast from the algae. Okay, so again, the cell do not have cell wall, any form of cell wall, no cell wall at all. Communications between the cells, okay, is by nervous system in some of the animal, not all. Okay, so be careful when you write your answer. Not all animal have nervous system. Be careful, not all animal have nervous system, but any organism with nervous system must be animal. Get the fact correct. Again, I say that not all animal have nervous system, but any organism with nervous system must be animal. See, because nervous system is a special characteristics of the animal. So means that if you check, hey, I don't know this organism, which group I should classify, which kingdom I should classify them. Hey, look at, oh, they have nervous system. Then this must be animal, must be placed under Animalia. Are you clear? So be careful when you write it. Don't write all animal. No, some. Okay. So the cells sometimes they have cilia and flagella. For example, when talk about cilia, trachea, flagella, sperm cells. Can I see that? Okay. So what are the phyla under this kingdom Animalia? So these are the some only, not all, but quite common ones. Okay. So again, you do not need to go through unless you want to do zoologies, okay, botany, okay, those are the extra information for you guys, okay. So for example, zoologies, wets, you might want to know this, okay. So what are the phyla, right, in the kingdom Animalia? So we have Porifera. Porifera basically a sponge, right? Your sponge box, okay, in this case. So sponge, even though they stick, they are non-mortal, okay, they have hard exoskeleton or outer skeleton stick on this what we call the hard surface, but they belongs to the animal, okay. Then we have Ninaria. Ninaria basically our jellyfish, okay, our jellyfish, okay. Then we continue to some of the parasite here. We have the Platyhelminthes and also nematodes, tapeworm, and also the roundworm, okay. They are the parasite that live inside our body, okay, particularly inside our intestines, okay. They are parasites. Okay, so we do have this annelida. So they are segmented worm. Can you see that? The earthworm, for example, they are not parasite. Okay, they are non-parasites. So you study medical programs, then those are the what we call the parasitology. You learn about the study about the parasite, then you come across this Taenia sodium, okay, C. elegans. Those are very, very common parasite in the tropical country, okay, disease, okay. So annelids basically is a segmented worm. They are not parasites, they are saprophyte. Be careful, parasitic and saprophytic and also parasitic. Parasitic basically depends on the living organism, okay, depend on this organism. So they have two forms of parasitics, okay, of parasitism. One is the when they live, okay, they depends on the living organism, but they don't cause the host to die, because they know that if the host die, I will die. So they will live together with the host still lose, okay, they gain, okay, the parasite will gain the benefits, the host cells and the host organism will lose, but the host cell won't die. They won't make the host cell die or host organism die. Another form of parasites, actually, it will cause the host organism to die. Okay, so there are two forms of the parasites. Okay, so annelids is saprophyte. Saprophyte basically means that they are not parasite, they only depends on the decaying material. So they are decomposer. So in later stage where we talk about the what you call the flow of the energy, the ecosystem, then these earthworm play a very important role, okay, to recycle the nutrients. Okay, then we have this mollusca. Okay, so the snail. Okay, so this one again, they are not only on the terrestrial parts, but in this marine ecosystem, we do have the, for example, our clams, okay, oyster, okay, mussel. So this, okay, belongs to these groups. Okay, then we have this Echidodermata. Echidodermata basically have very special. They have a very symmetry. Radii, I can see that symmetry. Okay, for example, our starfish. Okay, belongs to this group. Okay, this phylum. Then arthropods. Arthropods, I mean, consist the highest number because of the insect. Okay, then we have the Aranida. In this case, can you see that? Okay, Tarantula. Then we do have the insect in the marine ecosystem. Actually, they are similar to the insects. Can you see that? So what are the common features of arthropods in this case? Segmented body, you can run away, segmented legs, okay? So those, and exoskeleton. Okay, then we have another group, okay, centripedes and millipedes belongs to this group. Okay, so you can see that these are the arthropods. Then we continue with our chordata. Okay, chordata basically means that we have the backbones. Okay, so in terms of the characteristics, I post it here quite long. I mean, so you can read it. You're interested to know more, but again, no exam question will ask what is the characteristic, because at our syllabus we only up to the kingdom. Okay, so each phylum do not need to go and read it. Okay, or remember. So we have a fish. Okay, then we have amphibians, reptile, okay, birds or avians, and also the mammalia. Okay, so we have this. So any more question regarding to the animal? Yeah, Animalia.